this season allows us to feel Bo and feel what she's been through, and she's an incredibly complicated character, and she brings a lot of depth. I think this season, the way that she was written, is really, really interesting and fun.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Movie Podcast. My name is Shahbaz, and of course, I'm joined here by my fellow Mandalorian.
Okay, you could have called me a bounty hunter. I would have accepted it too, but I'm proud to be of the Mandalore. So
Well,
that's good.
I think covering your face with a mask is the next best thing.
Okay, yeah,
Daniel.
Said it. Yeah, you didn't even say my name.
Yeah, you got hung up on that, so I had to first let you have your moment.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, my name is Daniel. I am a Mandalorian, and I'm not wearing my helmet, so I can never be accepted back.
Neither am I, though. It's okay.
No.
We're both like undercover Mandalorians.
Yeah,
and if that's a thing.
Anthony's also wearing his helmet while editing this too.
He's gonna make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
That's gonna really suck. But we're on a very special episode of the Movie Podcast. Of course, we are the Movie Podcast, so that means that you are listening to us on a podcast streaming app, or you're watching us on YouTube. And if you are, make sure to give us 5 stars, a thumbs up, subscribe, like, leave a comment, because all of those things are free and they help keep these lights on. We have one light on here, one light on the back.
These green lights, you know how expensive these green lights are?
It sucks because you have different colored bulbs that you have to keep swapping out.
Anytime I want to change a light bulb, I have to, literally, okay, now I'm putting in a green light bulb. Exactly that.
And it sucks because like in the middle of it, I'll be like, Daniel, actually, green doesn't look good. Let's switch to the other one. Right. So it takes an hour to do.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing. We put in a lot of work into the show. So we do it for you.
We do it
watching
for
and
you.
Listening to the show right now.
Absolutely. And we drop new episodes every single week. So make sure you're checking out for all the interviews, reviews, and main episodes that we'll drop here and there. You can follow us at the Movie Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and more. Just go ahead and send us an email if you want as well at hello@moviepodcast.ca, because we'd love to read it out. And you can be part of the show that way as well.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned at the beginning, a very, very special episode because we've got some of the brilliant talent. Season 3 director Rick Famuyiwa and Bo-Katan herself, Katee Sackhoff. It's amazing. We had such an awesome conversation.
It's a pretty amazing cast that we have joining us all the time on the Movie Podcast, but it's always special when we get to do something with Star Wars. We love Star Wars. I'm wearing my my Boba Fett shirt right now. You actually got me.
This is a Movie Podcast shirt, but it's written in Star Wars calligraphy.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that's what you would see like in the cantina.
Yes,
you would see that advertised. I think it fits. I think that fits right within the lore of Star Wars. That shirt will fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is awesome. You know, The Mandalorian's, I think, one of those shows that really brought Star Wars to this next level. It was the first live action show. It matured it. And we really got something that, took the world by storm. When The Mandalorian came out in 2019, no one was expecting for it to take off the way that it did. And now that we're here and season 3 starting on March 1st, you can watch it on Disney Plus. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. And thanks for Disney for making this happen for us as well, too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Huge shout out to Disney for allowing us to speak to these talented individuals. We don't want to take too much of your time, so let's kick it over to Rick Famuyiwa and Katee Sackhoff. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today on the Movie Podcast. The Mandalorian has been such an incredible journey, and we're so glad it's back in the world for another season.
Same here. I'm excited about it. I can't wait for everyone to see all that we've cooked up, but it's been exciting.
That's amazing. When you started on The Mandalorian, it was the first live action Star Wars series that we were kind of getting, and you got to use some really cool tech like the volume to shoot in. How has that process evolved over the last 3 seasons?
Yes, I think one of the big defining features of season 1 was the way we told the stories and stagecraft and the volume technology and the evolution of game engine and storytelling has sort of been a part of that. And so I think while there's hasn't been a new sort of leap in terms of technological breakthrough in season 3, our understanding of the volume, how to use it has grown. I think each season we've challenged what we could do within it and how big we can get with it to this to this point. And I think honestly, it's just having experience in it, and now an experienced group of storytellers that have been telling stories within it. Because I think a lot of there's a lot of misconceptions around the volume, that it's sort of like, all right, you turn it on and plug and go, you're wherever you want to be. But there and I think a lot of people have learned the hard way that there's a lot that goes into really making this come together and feel real, and a lot of planning that goes into that. And so I think the biggest thing is that after 3 seasons, we have a group of storytellers, craftspeople, and filmmakers and actors that have done this, and really understand that. And so even as we push it, and sometimes push it too far, we know what we're trying to do and what we're trying to get out of it. And I think this season, we has it's been the biggest yet in terms of our ambitions, and both in terms of the scale of it, but then how we're using the volume itself.
That's
Definitely.
amazing.
And the show looks incredible. It looks beautiful, and you could really tell that it's cool that we have this technology to tell the story for, but also it comes down to the director and the team behind it. And I think all of you have done an incredible job with that. And Rick, we got to ask for yourself, what was your first memory of Star Wars?
My first memory was New Hope, the first film. It was the first film I saw in a movie theater, and my dad took me to see the movie. I waited in line, having no idea what I was waiting in line for, and got into the theater, saw the movie, and was blown away, and my life changed from that moment. My relationship to movies, my relationship to storytelling, started with that, and so yes, that's easy for me. First film I ever saw was Star Wars, A New Hope, and so that was when I fell in love, and that I can tell stories and be a part of George Lucas's, sort of the lineage of filmmakers and storytellers that have told stories in this world is pretty amazing. Considering that was the first film that I saw.
I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's like the same thing for all of us here. And, we're so grateful that you got to spend your time with us today. And we can't wait for everyone to see what you guys have been cooking up, like you said. So thank you so much, Rick, for your time today on the Movie Podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Katee, how are you?
Hey, guys. How are you?
We are doing wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us on the Movie Podcast today. We are such huge fans of yours, so this is amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Katee, you've been the identity of Bo-Katan from the very beginning. What was it like for you to actually see and put on Bo-Katan's armor for the very first time in The Mandalorian?
The first time that I put the entire kit on, and I had the wig and the face and the scar and the freckles, and Dave was standing there with me, and we both just kept looking at the character, and just like, there was like, maybe a little tear. It's been a long time coming, I played her for such a long time. I never truly thought that this day would come, and it just keeps getting better and better.
It does, and we're so happy to have you in this universe and to see you. It's been incredible.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's been, the fact that she and myself have been so embraced by the fans in the universe has been such a dream come true.
Absolutely. Bo-Katan has always been a soldier of war, and in the Clone Wars she even mentions that I wish I was good at something other than war. How has Bo-Katan grown from when you first encountered her, and do you think that she could survive in a galaxy without war?
I mean, these are all just questions that Dave and I talk about all the time, right? When we meet Bo, she's actually really young. I think that people take for granted how young and impressionable she was. And she was doing what she thought was right for her people. She was, not far out of teens, and I think that as she starts to learn the error of her ways, it's too late. And, the unthinkable happens. And I think that for the rest of her life, she will wear the guilt of her sister's death. That's awful. And so I love the fact that this season allows us to feel Bo and feel what she's been through, and you know, she's an incredibly complicated character, and she brings a lot of depth. I think this season, the way that she was written, is really, really interesting and fun.
Amazing.
Definitely.
So what was your first Star Wars memory?
My dad showed me the original movies at Christmas time when I was like 6. And it just like I remember just being like, what? This is crazy. I loved it. I loved the Ewoks. I loved Leia. I loved everything about it. Han Solo was like my jam. Like I think Starbuck was the closest I'll ever get to be able to play that character.
Right.
You know, I loved everything about it. It was such an imaginative universe, and you know, the thing that George always landed on was that nobody ever lost hope, you know? Like that was one of the beautiful things about this story that we can all sort of learn from, is that, you know, it was just, that was something that I sort of took from it at such a young age, actually.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I just wanted to really quickly, before we wrap up, just shout out what you're wearing.
I
It
was
looks
gonna say
so
that
cool.
too.
It is such a,
It's so killer.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so wicked. Like I was like, wow, I can't not mention that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to tag everything in my story because I love the suit so much. I
Thank
want
you.
everybody to be able to go get it. It's so fierce, and like it's like sleeveless too underneath. Like when you take the jacket out. I'm glad you guys like it as much as I do, because I'm geeking out
course.
over it as
Yeah,
well.
Absolutely.
Katee, thank you so much for your time. You are so incredible in this show, and we're so excited that The Mandalorian is back in the world and we get to see you more too. So thank you.
Me too. I can't wait for you to see it. I think you're gonna love it.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Take care.
Bye.
And we're back. What an amazing, amazing interview. They were so cool. And I'm so glad that you and I both got to highlight what Katee was wearing, because I couldn't keep my eyes off of it.
It was
such
a cool outfit.
Such a cool outfit.
It was such a cool outfit. So like literally, I'm like, when they were telling us, okay, you got to rap after this, I was like, okay, we're gonna rap, but I want to say something.
Yeah.
And then Shay's like, no, I need to say something right now. I'm like, oh, Shay has to say something.
Yeah, I got a hot take
because they're telling us to rap, and he said it. I'm like, I was gonna say it. That's so good. It was a good moment.
Good. That was a good.
It was a good moment. That was a really fun moment. And then Rick, obviously, just having been a director on season 1 and season 2, and now being back for season 3. I cannot wait to see what they've done with the show. Again, we have not seen season 3 yet. It's rare that it happens when we do these interviews and we don't actually watch the show or the movie or play the game. So
right.
It's really exciting. It's really exciting. I can't wait to see where the story goes. Again, I think what Mandalorian has done with Din Djarin and Grogu, and then of course Pedro Pascal is just he's zaddy right now.
He's in a good spot to be.
He's in a great spot, yeah.
And clearly they must really like Rick over there on the Mandalorian if they're having him come back for 3 seasons.
3 seasons in a row, and Bryce Dallas Howard is coming back too, and yeah, I heard Jon Favreau already wrote season 4 of the show, so they know what they're doing. All
cylinders.
100%. And yeah, it's always great when we get to talk to the incredible humans behind the shows that we love. So this is awesome.
Absolutely. And if you're watching The Mandalorian season 3 and you want to continue this conversation, our Discord is probably the best spot to do it. That's the rumors that I've heard, that it's the best spot. What do you think?
It's the best spot across all galaxies, and whether you're in a galaxy close by or far, far away, the Movie Podcast Discord is the place to go.
Absolutely. So you can join our Discord. All the links will be down below. You can also find all of our socials there, like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure you're following us on there too, because we'll be dropping a lot of interviews, a lot of giveaways, and so many other cool things that we do on this show.
March is packed.
March is packed, of course. So we can't wait for everyone to see what we're up to. That was This Time with the Movie Podcast, and we'll see you next.